What's up, everybody? This is Colton from Testarossa.
Hey, this is Timmy DePaul, and we're going to do some talking wax.
We're going to talk about vinyl that's been reissued, or should be reissued, or it's been bootlegged, or just reissues in general, whether they're illegal or not. First things first, we're going to talk about one we both have. We both brought. Tough. What goes around comes around. Stevie Rochelle actually, Rochelle, I guess, actually signed both of our copies. There he is right there. And he was behind getting this remastered, it was remastered.
Yeah, it was remastered.
Remastered and repressed, and he did a good job. And like I said, he signed it, personalized. This is a record that had gotten pretty pricey, and I'm glad he decided to spend the money and do it right. It sounds good. It probably sounds better than the original, considering this was a early 90s and remaster, and vinyl in the early 90s was hit and miss. It got pretty thin. So that's the first one on our list. Highly recommend this repress if you like hair metal, of course. Most of these selections are hair metal because that's what we listen to, that's what we like. But very well done. Glad I got a copy. You want to do the next one?
Yeah, this is a Faster Pussycat Whipped, and originally this is first pressed in the USA because the original copy was a European copy, which Colton owns that one.
Yeah.
And you also own this one, right?
I had to buy a repress copy of it too. I actually got the original copy signed by Tammy.
Yeah.
When we opened for him. But I will say the original pressing versus this one, it's identical. The liner notes are the same.
The sleeve.
Honestly, this is probably better because it's a heavier gauge vinyl, and this is on like a clear white vinyl. But like as you can see, the liner notes are the same. They did a good job with it. A proper reissue. They didn't skimp out on the liner notes.
They didn't make their own inner sleeve.
Yeah. Which
That's what I don't like about the boots.
Well, this is a good reissue. They kept it all the same. It sounds good. And they didn't split it into 2 records. That's a pretty long album. Was it have like 12 songs on it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it has 12 songs, and they kept it on 1 record, which I like. I do not like how they split it up into different. And same with Tough. They kept it on 1 record, which is that's the way to do it. Don't split it up into multiple records because most people are too lazy to switch the record. And most people don't even know the difference in the audio quality. Huh?
You're lazy.
Yeah.
I hated getting up.
Yeah, I don't like changing it after 3 songs or 2 songs. I think it's unnecessary. The next one, I got in on the pre-order of this, and if you've been checking in on this record, it went through the roof after it sold out because of scalpers. But I bought it for me because I enjoy this record, and I have no intention of selling it, even though I could probably 10 times my money for it. The Zakk Wylde Book of Shadows. I don't think this was ever pressed vinyl.
No,
So
I think it was something that just came out on CD.
So
CDs were big then.
yeah, this was never pressed to vinyl, so it's kind of a big deal. It's got the black and white vinyl. It looks good. It's a good record. Would I pay $400 for it? No, that's a bit ridiculous. But this is something that was never pressed to record. And here it is. Got the nice gatefold, liner notes. Sounds good. It was done well. Not worth $400. If you'd gotten in on the pre-order, good. If not, it's a great record, but I wouldn't do it.
Okay, this was another hard one to get, not as a reissue, but it was hard to get as a original pressing.
Yeah.
Colton owns one of them too. Do you own everything? Oh,
No,
just not that.
We'll talk about that.
But this is the gatefold issue, which the first issue that came out wasn't a gatefold.
Just a single record and a plain white sleeve.
Yeah, a single record and a sleeve. They did 3 sides on, 4, you know what I mean, 4 sides on this one, so you gotta get up after every 3 songs.
Which, again, not a big fan of it, but I'm sure the audio
Usually
quality.
what I do is I sit there for a while, and then I realize the record quit playing, and I gotta go flip it over.
But that's a great record. Underrated. If you don't know who the Scream is, John Corabi played with Motley Crue briefly as a singer, guitar player, and Bruce Bootlegs from Racer X,
And the bass player.
and the bass player. The bass players don't have a name.
John.
But that's one of those examples I would be willing to bet that the audio quality is better, because I know my original pressing, the vinyl's very thin, very flimsy, and that's some, was that 180?
Yeah, I think it's 180. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
So,
Most is now.
yeah.
But with this record, the first one that was released, I think the reason why they went back and did the gatefold and the you know what I mean, like you could got a colored one. I just got the regular black, because if you got the colored one, you could got one autographed and this and that, but it costed more. And I'm just gonna get the regular black, because I think the first run that I got of these, it was a colored one, but it was one record. It had a pressing defect, which it made one of the songs skip on side 2, the second song on side 2, which is "Give It Up" or something. I don't even remember if it's that.
Or is it Believe in Me?
No, it was something else. I think they changed it on this. Tell Me Why.
Tell me why.
It was Tell Me Why. Yeah, and it was just a little glitch, a little pop maybe on some people's, but the 2 copies I got, which they gave me the second copy for free, they both did the same thing. So I think they just felt the need to try to give the people something that was,
You would have
something.
think they would have caught that in the test pressing, but
yeah, but it may have not.
kind of dropped the ball on it.
I heard during, I don't know if it's the pressing of this one or another one, but a plate broke in the pressing plant. So it might have been of that first one.
Next one, Lynch Mob. Now, this is the repressing. This isn't the original pressing. They need to press the second album, the second Lynch Mob album, the vinyl. That would be a huge seller. They broke it up into 2 records, gave you the gatefold. This is kind of, I don't know what the original pressing looks like, but this is kind of a letdown a little bit. The graphics not very sharp.
The inner picture is really grainy. You know,
Honestly,
it's like,
it
could
kind
you not
of,
pick the better picture?
it's official Friday music,
Yeah.
but it kind of feels like a bootleg. It sounds good, but I'm not very impressed with the packaging. They didn't give you any liner notes, and it comes on green vinyl, which is cool. I think they're both green. Yeah, they're both green. It came in yellow too, I think.
I think the original came with the inner sleeve.
Yeah, so
That had
this kind of, even though it's an
lyrics.
original or an official
Official
pressing,
pressing.
it's very bootleg-esque. It sounds fine, but it's just kind of a letdown, especially when people started asking like $60, $70 for it. It just feels like a bootleg. Great record, but I wish they would have done it old school on this.
And we do have some original pressings in here that we feel should probably be reissued either by the band. If the band ain't gonna take initiation and reissue their stuff, then a boot. You know what I mean? I know it made a lot of people mad that there's these basically replica albums. Well, it made the auction guys mad because they weren't gonna make any more money.
Who would have thought 2022 bootlegging vinyl would be a problem again?
Yeah.
We're going back in time.
Because I remember when I was a kid, you got a bootleg of Kiss live. That was a boot. That was like, you know what I mean? That was like, just a big, it was awesome. You know what I mean? Nobody cared. Now everybody's mad.
Because there's no more money
But
in music.
This is
Straight
an
up.
original pressing, which I got.
I need a copy of that. They need to reissue that.
Yeah,
That's a great
definitely
album.
need to reissue it. It's just,
That
black.
just comes with
black
a plain
vinyl,
sleeve?
It's got a sleeve. It's got a
Oh, okay.
yeah, picture of the band on there.
They need to reissue
Bootlegs.
that, because that record's getting pricey,
Yep.
very pricey.
And I think, you know, if you're a band and you got something like that, you better reissue it as a band or
But
somebody's
it's
gonna
probably
reissue it anyway.
it's probably legal issues with the record label, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next one. Good old North Carolina band. Firehouse, or Richmond, Virginia.
One or the other.
They claim to be from Charlotte sometimes. Firehouse, self-titled. This record is hard to find, and if you do find it, you're gonna pay a fortune for it. So I took a chance on a bootleg that popped up, and the picture quality, not that great. Kinda grainy.
Did they do the second record too?
No, this
They
is a,
should have, right?
well, they might have. Well, Hold Your Fire needs to be bootlegged. So this is where the bootleg let me down. The inside is this. That is clearly not anything close to what the original record came with.
And I've noticed something about these bootlegs. The inners are almost thicker than the covers.
Yeah.
And they're always busted.
Yeah.
Always.
So,
I haven't got one that
This
hasn't
one
been busted.
came on orange vinyl. They made the record and the sleeve look like the original, but the inner sleeve, no liner notes, no anything. It sounds fine. I've played it a couple times. It sounds fine. And again, I can't really justify spending hundreds of dollars on a record. It's gotten silly. They need to reissue this, and don't do don't put it out there as limited edition. If you're gonna print copies, don't say, oh, we're only doing this many copies, because scalpers buy them up, and that's why nobody can afford them anymore. They go into people's collections and they just get ridiculous. Don't advertise how many you're pressing.
Yeah.
I think it's a terrible.
There's a lot
idea.
of things that are like 500 copies of this and that, but I really don't think Cinderella did what they said they
On
did.
the,
I think there was
Heartbreak Station.
I think there was more stashed away or something, or
Yeah,
they
'cause they-
overproduced.
they
what
kinda popped
the
up
number-
everywhere.
They kept coming for a minute. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But so anyways, back to represses. This Warrant Cherry Pie. So, but what people don't understand, eventually represses are gonna be gone. Eventually these boots are gonna be gone.
Yeah.
Eventually this guy ain't gonna make no more. You know, this guy, whoever he is.
Is that whose bootleg?
I guess
Yeah,
this
I
is
guess
his
it is.
picture.
Oh yeah, let's show the camera that. I just now
I
noticed
don't
that.
know who he is and don't care, but he's a boot in these records.
Huh.
You know, is that a felony?
Yeah, it's punishable by.
He puts.
He puts his picture on it. That's funny.
It shows you don't really care. But anyways, back to kind of what Colton said, the inner sleeves.
Well, that inner sleeve's a lot better because at least
Well,
it's
at least
sort of
it's
relevant to the record.
To the record, but yeah, but
Well, that's not. But this side, at least it's got Bobby Brown on it.
let's see for anyone. But yeah, it's
Red.
red. Yeah,
That's cool.
you didn't get this one.
I did not. I have an
You have an
original
original
pressing. However, it does not have the liner notes, which bums me out.
Did
So I'm looking.
ever have liner notes?
It did. I'm looking for a copy that has the liner notes, but
Were they printed on the sleeve?
that's kind of, yeah, I think so. That's kind of back burner.
Because you know some people used to do the page.
Yeah. And while we're sticking with the Warrant theme, the most underrated Warrant record of all time,
That needs to be reissued.
they need, I've actually commented on Eric Turner stuff. I said, y'all need to repress this. It's going for $400 in auctions. And he said, wow, he had no
Yeah.
idea. So, Warrant Dog Eat Dog. This is, I think this is a Netherlands copy. This is uncensored. I know like some of the, was it the South Korean version has some edits. This is the copy you want. Quite a pricey record.
So they ditched some songs off of it?
I think so. I think like, can't remember
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, what would you want to buy Poison on What the Cat Dragged In without Talk Dirty to Me on it?
Yeah, yeah. So,
Like that's their biggest hit off that record, and the Korean copy doesn't have that song on it.
that's
So,
funny.
Yeah.
Censorship. But this record right here is like my crown jewel. I was so happy to actually get this, and then there's the backside. But this is the copy you want. They really need to repress this.
Now there's one that's actually made, and this is kind of looks like it's glued on there, right? That's the German copy. Did you ever see that one?
Yeah, I've seen
It
it. Like it's where
it's
this
like
is a sticker.
Yeah, it's like a sticker or a piece of cardboard.
But this
that's
is
glued
this
in.
is
It's
actually
actual
printed. So
Yeah.
they had ones that was just like a gray sleeve with like a sticker on it, which is kind of weird. But going back to the early '90s vinyl problems, this vinyl is thin, very very fragile feeling. The record. It's not the best sound quality, and I know people will say this record wasn't mixed that good, but I personally love the sound of this record. It sounds okay, and it's the official pressing, so that's how it was made the sound. I mean, that's they need to do a remaster, repressing of this record, and it would sell out instantly. And it's got the lyrics on the back.
Because they only pressed 500 copies.
Yeah, I know. And then it's got some pictures. Again, this is one of the most underrated albums of all time. I didn't like it initially. When I first heard it, I was like, what is this?
Everybody did. They kind of grew on it.
Yeah, and then I listened to it all the way through a couple more times, and then after that, I kind of got it. This album works well as when you listen to it from start to end. It works well as a whole.
This was his first album. Let Eric Turner and Joey Allen played all the guitar parts.
Yeah, even though
And that's killer.
yeah, and people talk trash about Joey Allen and Eric Turner not playing, but he recently did an interview where he was talking about they played a lot more of the guitar
what people-
solos on the first two records
Than
than
what people say.
yeah, they all say it's Mike Slamer. Well, Mike Slamer played part of it, but they played a lot too. But this record's 100% Eric Turner and Joey Allen, and they play a lot like Mike Slamer. So it's they were taking lessons from him,
Yeah,
so it
of
makes
course
sense.
it's going to play like him.
The guitar playing sounds like Warrant. Great record. Highly recommend it. Hopefully a bootleg or a repress. I'd prefer a repress. If they repress that, I'll be buying a copy.
So I brought this just because this is probably how the record cover should have been. It actually protects Vinnie Vincent on the cover, because I've heard interviews with Ace Frehley, and he doesn't really remember making this record
I don't think he remembers
as
anything.
much. So, but, this is, there's a couple different versions of it with Vinnie on it. The other one, he looks kind of different, weirdish. I think he looks better on this one. And the
Is that a bootleg?
yes, it's a boot. Their blaster sticker is printed. There's a Motley Crue Too Fast for Love like that. I got it.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot it at home. But it's got like a blaster sticker, and I thought, yeah, that's cool. And it's printed into. But yeah, this is a boot. They didn't go all out. They kind of just did a paper sleeve, which I would have been fine with some of those.
The
other
glossy paper sleeves that you see on a lot of the boots are terrible.
ones. And the album cover. The
Oh,
album's
that's cool. I've never
It's
seen
dark
purple. Same colors you drink with.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, I ain't never seen that one.
But yeah, they said there's actual a physical release of this with Vinnie, but it's pretty pricey, and it was like only in Germany or somewhere, and
Or South America.
yeah. Well, this is Brazil tour 1983, because that was the big tour they did that year in '83.
Now this next one is also a controversial record. A lot of people hate it, including myself at first. This one took much longer for me to actually appreciate. And I still don't appreciate the whole
Is
record.
there still only 3 good songs?
No, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like 6 of the songs I enjoy listening to. The rest kind of eh.
How many songs are on the album itself?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
I didn't know there was
or
that many
14
songs on
It's
this record.
14 songs.
I thought it was like a short record.
This got some short songs on it. This actually came in the box set, which I'm still irritated by because I pre-ordered it and paid $179 for it. No, it's 2 records. I pre-ordered it to get the box set because I was like, yes, I'll finally be able to get Subhuman Race on vinyl. And then Amazon dropped the after the pre-order was done, they dropped it down to $99. So basically, if you pre-ordered it, you just paid for somebody else's record. So that was kind of a bad marketing decision. I'm still kind of bitter about it. But it came on 2 records, and it's just in one sleeve. They did the little
How much you pay for yours? $199.
$179, I think.
You're lucky. I paid $200 for mine.
Yeah, so they got the liner notes and the sleeve in there, and it's just black vinyl. It sounds good. Honestly, they could have put this out as an EP and cut half the songs, and I think it would have been a much better record as an EP. It's not a complete album in my
Back
opinion.
then, to fit all them songs on one record, that's a lot of songs
Yeah,
for one
and
record.
again, I'm not gonna pay $400 or $500 for a record that I like half the songs on, you know?
Yeah, 6 out of them.
So I don't hate this record, but I definitely don't think it's their strongest. But it's nice to have the complete Skid Row discography
Yes.
because I'm a completionist. I like having the whole thing.
So anyways, this is a band that was always in question if anybody ever really wanted the record. But they obviously did because they did a boot of it.
And see, I always liked Trickster.
So did I.
They were like a boy band, hair metal band.
Yeah. They were a better Bon Jovi.
Yeah, I like that album a lot.
And then as I'm talking and pulling this out, they're always blurry pictures.
Yeah, and even the album is hard to see, but
Yeah, it's kind of
It's-
blurred.
the back's not so bad, but the front does not look good. They did better on that sleeve though.
Yeah, at least it was the band.
Like flip it around. The
Okay.
backside, I don't know what the original copy looks, but that looks pretty. But then you flip it over and it's got the photocopied autographs.
Pre-autographed.
You're like, oh man,
Yeah,
it came
wow.
autographed, but it's a bootleg.
So you know it's not bootleg.
that's cheesy.
And then back to what I said before, busted.
Yeah,
Busted.
it's that glossy,
It's
heavy
that
gauge.
It's almost heavier than the actual record cover. And
But I love how people talk trash about Trickster.
Yeah,
But go
they
find an
have a
original copy of that record, and you can't afford it. So obviously, some people do like them.
well, he's a very underrated guitar player.
Oh yeah,
Very.
I always like Trickster. I don't have anything against them. All right, the last 2 of my stack that I brought in today, I'm gonna include together. Enough's Enough, and it's got red smudges because Chips Enough signed it on the front and then it never dried, so it stained the sleeve. So this is the self-titled, also a very fun record. I enjoy it.
Signed your inner city.
And then I got him to sign my inner sleeve when we open for him. This is a good repressing. The high quality pictures, high quality vinyl. It sounds good. They did it right.
But there is one record they're dancing around and repressing a little bit, and it's the second record.
They need to
Strength.
repress. Yeah,
Strength.
Strength was a great record,
They skipped it, went to 1985.
but this came on purple vinyl. Very, that's 180 grain, I'm sure.
They do a green one too.
Yeah, there's a black one too, wasn't there?
I don't know, probably.
But
That's an actual release, physical release.
so this is a prime example of how to do a repress.
Friday music.
Keep it on one record, do the original liner notes. This is a good pressing. Enough's Enough, 1985. Was this like their 3rd or 4th record?
Yeah, about fourth record.
Or
Well,
5th,
there's-
maybe?
Yeah, maybe fifth.
So this was never pressed to vinyl. And as soon as I saw they were going to be pressing it to vinyl,
The
I had to
one
get
where
me a copy.
he was with Animal Instincts too.
Yeah, that was their
Third record.
Yeah, that was good. But this is a good record. It was only pressed to CD, so this is the first time on vinyl. But again, kind of got the bootleg thing going on with the low quality image on the front, and even the back looks a little blurry. But it kind of works because that's kind of the whole theme of the record. This came on some pretty vinyl. There's the Yeah, there's the sticker.
Cool.
That's a nice color combination. I recommend this pressing. I'm pretty sure you can still get this on Amazon pretty reasonable.
Or through Friday Music.
Or through Friday Music, so.
You know they released Winger, the second.
They did.
Yeah, on Friday.
In the Heart of the Young.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that one, but,
They repressed it on Friday Music.
well, good, maybe it'll get affordable again. And then the last one.
Okay, the last one is kind of weird. It's Kicks, Hot Wire. So we've heard lots of stories about the unofficial Kicks records, which if you ask Steve Whiteman from Kicks, he says, what unofficial?
So,
So there's lots of stuff behind this kind of Kicks stuff.
from what we gather, Hot Wire, another expensive record people are paying an arm and a leg for. I guess there might have been some issues with the record label, so the band took it upon themselves to do their own bootleg, is what we gather.
Yeah.
So this is a official record, from what we've heard, and it sort of suffers from the same bootleg.
Kind of thing.
The cover don't look so bad, but show them the inner sleeve. The inner sleeves, I feel like they could have done better with the inner sleeve.
Yeah.
Because it's not you see, it's
cool.
It's got Cool Kids on the inner sleeve, which I'm pretty sure Hot Wire didn't come with that. Maybe Hot Wire didn't come with anything,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
think-
got that thick, heavy bootleg glossy sleeve.
Sleeve again. And it's busted.
Yeah, all of them are. The backside's pretty cool. The
Yeah.
backside, and it's on green vinyl, which is cool, like a dark
Like
green.
dark green. Like forest green.
So that's
And the thing is, like these heavy sleeves, I always
they
leave
stick
them
to
marks
the
on
record. Yeah, I'm not a big fan.
I
of
bought a
them.
bunch of paper sleeves to replace these sleeves, but these sleeves I'll keep. But the actual paper sleeves will be protecting the record better than these real thick sleeves.
I wish they would have done better on the liner notes.
When you go to pull one of these records out, and you almost sling it across the room to get it out of the sleeve, then it's time to resort to something else.
But again, a record nobody cared about 10 years ago, and now all
Got
of
it
a
for
sudden,
$5
yeah, now all of a sudden it's
at
a
a
big
junk
deal.
store.
So it's a little bit frustrating. And the last little batch of represses Timmy wants to talk about are Sabotage.
Yeah, this is a little bit from what we go, a little bit more metal than what we usually do, but a great band.
I've never listened to them.
Oh man,
I can't tell you anything about them.
they're more, they're more kind of opery because a lot of people compare it to the Trans-Siberian Orchestra because the lead singer started that and one of the old guitar players.
Yeah, I knew that.
And but the one guitar player, Chris Oliveira, got killed in a car wreck. So there ain't really much. John, the singer, is his brother. So it's kind of like they went on and then they changed singers and stuff, and it's just kind of like it was. It's just when you have a main core member of a
Not the
band,
same.
it's not the same. Because I went to in this catalog with this, I don't have the first record, and I don't have Fight for Rock. I don't have them two, and those are like the very first two. But I have most of the catalog in this, and I stopped at the end of the John. I didn't go into the Zach Stevens catalog, which is a different singer.
That looks like a quality repress.
But yeah, everything's really quality about these. This is Gutter Ballet, which is a later record. This is like their second record. But they did these like really, really nice, and like they come with books and extra records, Like I'm pretty sure I know the original pressings didn't come with the little extra
Yeah,
records.
no,
That's
stuff like
yeah,
this,
the little extra stuff.
like having a poster or something to look at is the whole point in printing something on vinyl. I mean, that's cool. Not even I wouldn't call myself a Sabotage fan, but that's cool. They did it good.
Yeah, and I think there's an extra record, also an extra record in the front. And they've done most of these, there's a really interesting one, Colton. I want you to open, just don't open it real hard. Go ahead and open that. You're gonna trip.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
Papa.
That's cool. That's very
But
cool.
I think they try to make everything a little special about every record, which these are legit releases, and it's clear. They
That's
do them
cool.
all on color or different colors and stuff.
And I know a lot of people don't like colored vinyl, but I like it. I mean, nothing wrong with just a black record, but it's just kind of cool to see a color you haven't seen before. And people say black sounds the best, which I can see that.
Yeah.
I
but
agree, but like
Do
it's
you-
not
think-
enough difference.
Do you think maybe clear might sound better because black is still an added color?
I don't know. I don't
Clear,
know. I'll have to test
clear
it.
would maybe be like an unadded color, right? Clear would be just the record itself, because black is still
We'll have to test it.
an added color.
I should have
Oh,
brought
Cinderella. That sounds good.
Cinderella Still Climbing would have been a good.
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
But yeah,
That's one they
pretty
need to
much-
repress too. You can talk about these repress records all day.
We're good.
We're a little long-winded.
Yeah, I pretty much got the whole catalog up to Streets, which I didn't have them in order. Sorry, my bad. But
That's cool.
this is the only one that seems like, I don't know, like a lot of people had a lot of hype about this record. To me, this is the only one that sounds like it's a little less production than the other ones.
Stripped down.
Yeah, like I had a friend that said it was brick walled, but I don't think it's that bad. But it's lacking something in the sound of the record.
I like.
But I think there was a lot going on with this record because it's a concept record, and it's, you know what I mean, it's more of like operatic.
I like it. I like it when albums are very slick in their production. People like stripped down stuff. I don't. I like it. I like it to sound like they spent some money and a lot of time doing it. That's just my view.
And I'm not saying I didn't like it how it sounded. I'm just saying that it, all these other ones sound totally freaking awesome. Then you get to the one everybody's like,
Well, if there's any records we missed, let us know in the comments below. We'll do it again sometime. Give us some suggestions.
And there's lots of records I think should be reissued. There was one earlier I had it in my head, but now I don't. And I'm like, oh my god.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 because I left a lot out, and I know we kind of went long with the video. But until next time, later, fools.
All right, thank you.